Nobody's here. I don't know if anyone's going to come here, but if you do, hello! We're in my living room, and we're going to do some microscopy. I've been wanting to do this for ages, and it's presently 2 a.m., but I don't care because I want to do it. I've got a few slides prepared. I have a few slides I've preserved. And if you do hop in, definitely hit me up in the chat, say hello, because that's how I'll know you're here. The first slide, while interesting, is of a very dead thing. All the rest of the slides will be of a very live things. But let's begin. Here's the setup. Bam. So what we've got here is a dead fruit fly. This fruit fly, you can see here, is dead. So I can adjust lots of stuff here. I can adjust the brightness. I can adjust contrast via varying means. That is my hand going over that light. And I can also adjust it on the camera itself, which I think I might turn off. I had it overexposed a little. I was trying to find the perfect setting. But here we've got a fruit fly. You can see right here where his chest and his head kind of got ripped off his chest, and his guts kind of spilled out ever so lovely. And that's how he died. He also, oopsie, I'm focusing when I meant to be shifting the slide. He also had, for a while, when I first made this slide, there were like rotifers and stuff on it, but they all died. He had this, you could see it here, this sack of crap coming out of him. It'll look better in Darkfield, which I'll show y'all in a moment. Y'all, I mean, I'm the only one here, I'm sure. In fact, how about, yeah, I do it like this so that I can actually see the chat. I hear my brother messaging me on Facebook, but too bad. I'm on this now. I'm doing this. Cool. Yeah, he had a sack of crap here, but you could see, like, on his wings, the individual cells as well as hairs. Now, this is the lowest magnification. This is 40x. Let's jump up to 100. Bam. So, wait for the camera to process this a little bit, and here we are. You can see tiny, tiny little hairs on this guy's wings. So, really cool to look at. Like, these hairs are now 100 times big. I mean, it's 100 times bigger than they actually are, but, like, on your screen, obviously, that's kind of not going to be accurate to life, but still gives you a sense for just how small this stuff is. And yeah, he definitely shat himself upon dying, as can be seen here. Again, I'm going to show you all this in Darkfield as well. This camera is capable... This microscope is capable of 40x, 100x, 400x, and with oil immersion, 1000x magnification. We are not going to be using the oil immersion today. Not happening, because it's messy, and yeah, I just don't feel like it. So, I'm going to up the brightness here. That's actually as high as it'll go, but if I focus just right, you should be able to see some of the segments in its eyes. Let me try doing this. Really blow it out so that you might be able to see some detail. Well, I'm not too concerned, because what we're going to do now is go to Darkfield. So let me put it back. And so check... Well, let's check out 400x first, just so you guys can see the magnification here. So this is 400 times magnification. Very high detail, but very, very thin depth of field. These are those hairs on the wing now that you can see. I don't think many people think of wing like hairs on a wing, but it's covered in them. Here's his legs, also covered in tiny, tiny hairs. But let's go back. Let's go back. Because one of the best aspects of this microscope, in my most humble opinion, is the Darkfield. Bam. And what we need is more of this. Interesting that it's doing... Oh, I bet I know why. There we go. Bam. So, let me just turn this back down a bit. Alright, cool. So, Darkfield obviously gives you a much different view. Like, all the guts that were spilling out of his head now look much more visible because they're being illuminated from the sides rather than from below. And yeah, his eyes, we're not really able to see them too well through the camera. And this is what I was talking about, that poop coming out of him, or whatever. definitely bled out of there or something upon his death. If we switch to 100x, we could see there's a lot of stuff going on in there. But yeah, he did. But I've just had so much fun looking at things in Darkfield, because this is the first microscope that I've had a chance to ever do that with. I mean, I used some pretty competent microscopes in school. This one beats all of them, and this is the first microscope with which I've been able to mess with Darkfield. But anyway, let's switch from something dead to something that will hopefully be alive. I'm going to switch to just cam here. Bam. And I'm going to check the stats, see if anyone is here. Probably not. Nope. That's fine. I don't care. I didn't expect anyone to be. I'm going to post the video on my YouTube channel, probably. So, I have several samples collected. One, I should have had the pictures pulled up. In one said sample, the water, after about 2 weeks, turned red, like almost crimson. And then over the past couple days, it turned back to it's mostly brown now, and I just dipped my hand in water from another sample. Good thing I've got hand sanitizer right here for that reason. So I took 2 samples from that. There's a layer of red water on the top, and this first sample that we're going to look at is from there. And then there's the clearer water below that. When I looked at the red water the other day, it was just thousands upon thousands of small organisms. So we'll see what we've got here. And what we've got is out of focus. So let's work on that. Now, I'm not seeing much that's alive, but we're going to go to the edge of the cover slip here. And it looks like we've got focus, pretty much. You can see the water is flowing. Oh, there's moving stuff. I can't tell if it's... Oh, yeah, there we go. Tiny, tiny creatures, just tons of them. They're so small. So this is at 40x, and you can see them swimming about, but they are small. Let's go to 100x and see what we can divine. Oh, yeah, this is the same guys. Like, I want to think they're algae. And as you can see, they keep swimming in and out of the plane of focus, which is very thin. I can take off the dark field here, and it will thicken up that plane of focus somewhat. Let's get some contrast going. And you can just see, yeah, they're just swimming around. And I think these guys are responsible for the coloration of the water. There appear to be fewer of them than there were before. I'm going to switch back to 40x. I really want to... And you can see like the water has seeped out from under the cover slip a little. And yeah, there's just little guys swimming everywhere. Absolutely invisible to the naked eye. Just go up and down this slide to see if we can find anything. So, yep, just chunks of crap. All of this stuff here that you see that I'm going to try and focus on, probably like grease from my own skin from touching it. But that's not what we're trying to focus on right here. All right, so, yep, guy towards the middle, just, yeah, they're everywhere, just swimming about. But let's see if there's anything more interesting. I'm going to work my way in and go down. Yeah, you could just see tons and tons of little guys swimming everywhere. Not as many as there were before, though. Back to Darkfield, I think. 1 second. Let's max this light out. And work on the focus. Yeah, it's tougher with the focus. See, this is the top of the slide. This is the cover slip, which admittedly is a little dirty. I should have probably used a new one, but shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? You know what? I'm seeing them better in Brightfield. Sad to say, because I love me some Darkfield, but there we go. I think my focus is off, too. Sometimes, too, there's just shit on the condenser, but that's not the case right now, because if it were, I wouldn't be able to scroll past it like I am. So all this shit is on the stupid cover slip. Nothing that interesting. But, I mean, in my limited experience, samples taken from the top of the water haven't been too interesting. I am curious as to what this might be. it looks like some manner of... What's a clump of crap? That's what that is. Just decrease the light a bit. Let's try and zoom in on it. Yeah, it's just a clump of garbage. You can still see some of those guys swimming around. And this is at 100x. They're so small. All right, back to 40x, and down we go. If you're in here, definitely say hi in the chat. I do think the next slide's going to be a lot more interesting because oh, there's a big guy. Oh, yeah, he's one of them Parameciums. Let me get him centered up and we'll zoom in on him. Whoop, wrong way. The controls are reversed because I am using my camera. Oh, so this is being shown to you with the power of a Canon EOS RP and a 50mm lens just kind of pushed up to the microscope itself. So yeah, that there is a Paramecium. I'm going to lower this a bit. That's a little too much. Let's try and get some contrast on that guy. You can see his cilia doing their thing. I wonder, actually, if he is a cilia, does that mean he's not a Paramecium? Yeah, I've seen a bunch of these guys in other slides. But yeah, he's just swimming around. Biggest guy we've seen yet, but we'll see bigger for sure. He ain't shit. It's just kind of cool that in this tiny little slide on my microscope, there's this dude swimming around. Couldn't even fathom of the world outside of that little drop of water that he lives in. But yeah, look at all these guys just swimming everywhere. He really... They're so small. I'm going to switch it to 400x, but like seeing with 400x and having a filter like this is kind of difficult. So I'm just going to push the filter out of the way. And wow, dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. I think I see bacteria. Oh, there we go. Yeah, very small. What are you? You look organic. Pretty sure I'm seeing bacteria everywhere all over this thing. Oh, that one's... Oh, wait. I see a shadow of something. I think I lost it. Yeah, pretty sure these are all bacteria. But we can't use dark field at 400x. It's just not very good. Like, I got the brightness all the way up. It looks like Brightfield, but the plane of focus is so thin that it just becomes useless, sadly. So what I do is I tend to just make it like an oblique illumination filter by pressing the filter out like halfway, and that allows me some more contrast. But I typically only use 400x if I found something super interesting to look at. All right, we are at the edge of the slide here. All right, we're back at 40x. Oh, there's our friend. Whoopsie. There he is. So yeah, he's cool. Damn, we really are at the edge of the slide. Yeah, he's right inside it. There's two of them. Let's go further in. No one's here, and that's fine by me. I don't give a shit. Still gonna keep talking though, because I intend to upload this. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. Big chunk of garbage, and nothing really living in it, as far as I can see. As far as I can tell, there's a bubble. We can try and increase our contrast here. It's really a lot more effective with the camera attached. Like, decreasing, with dark field, decreasing the aperture on the light tends to be completely useless just using your own eye to look through it. But yeah, there's nothing interesting here. Well, I mean, it does show that, like, there were thousands of little guys just swimming through this. I'm going to switch slides. This one's starting to bore me. Boop. Oop. Careful, Ken. Alright, now, this slide was taken from the bottom of the microscope. So I suspect all of shit that lives towards the bottom and just flows there is going to show up and say hi. Alright, we're at 40x. I'd like to go to the edge of the slide and just work my way. Alright, cool. Alright. Let's attain some focus here on what's that thing? Just garbage. Yeah, it's not moving. I hear an owl outside. That's one thing I love about where I live. What? Luca's getting angry at it. Alright, we have a bit of... So, the sample that we're looking at is a Lycan. So this is a piece of, like, Lycan. And, yeah, I need to turn this down. Not that much. And, make sure that I didn't... Yeah, it's up there. Okay. Whatever. Let's turn this back up. I'm still playing with this and figuring stuff out, so all of the 0 people here are kind of my guinea pigs. So yeah, that's a bit of Lycan you're looking at right there, a microscopic bit of it. And I'm a little surprised that we're not really seeing much of anything yet, but we should. And fear not. Even if this slide is somehow a dud... Oh, there's another Paramecium. So a lot of these guys living on either slide, or rather throughout the whole sample. But yeah, I do have slides replete with life that I have preserved, so... There's something on the right side that's moving. What is that? Oh, you are so small. You're pretty much centered, though. I don't see any movement. There you are. Wow. Yeah, very small. Anyway, back to combing the slide. So yeah, this microscope is the Microcosmos Microscope. I had been, for years and years, it was my goal to get a good quality microscope. Like, I had several toys when I was growing up, and I was such a brat about it. I asked my parents, like, give me a good microscope. But, like, they got me a toy each time I asked, which was twice. I don't know if I asked the first time, but they got me one, and I loved it. But the problem, apart from me being a spoiled-ass brat and asking like a friggin' punk, is that, you know, if I really wanted a good scope, I should have researched what a good scope was and asked them for something specific. And they could have been like yay or nay to that. So, yeah, I'm actually very surprised at how little I'm seeing on this slide. It's remarkable. Let's go back to Brightfield. We need to start seeing some shit. Yeah, there's nothing on here. Damn. You know what I'm gonna have to do some more looking, but maybe, like, whatever turned the water red killed everything. Maybe it became oxygen starved and, like, suffocated? I'm no expert on this shit. But I'm just surprised at, like, how little activity there is. Switch back to dark field. Open up the aperture. What the hell? There's nothing up. Just tiny... Okay, so you see tiny little guys swimming. That's it. I have been tirelessly searching for... Oh! Hello! A Rotifer! Finally, I see something I'm familiar with. Are you alive? Okay, so this is a Rotifer. And he looks pretty unhappy. There we go. I think he's dead. I'm going to tap the microscope, see if he's dead! It's a dead Rotifer. Well, that sucks. Wonder what killed him. But you can tell it's a Rotifer, because if I go up to 400x here, since he's so intact, let me just give us some contrast here and center him. Oh, wrong way. Okay, so he's got the Rotifer anatomy. There are his 2 feet, those little spike-looking things. Aw, how sad. Yeah, he's dead. You can't really see much of its digestive tract. Let me try and get some more contrast here if possible. I'm going to slightly obscure the light with the filter and then turn it up a little bit. Yeah, it's not offering me much. So I'm thinking that, like, this sample, that whole, like, red water thing, ended up in some kind of calamitous effect. And again, like, we're seeing all these bacteria. I'm thinking that the bacteria overproduced and the other life couldn't keep up with it. So that water might just be super duper filled with bacteria, which is a little bit dangerous. Well, that's the first dead rotifer I've ever found. Almost makes me want to sanitize my hands again. Yeah, you drink that water, it's going to make you poop. But yeah, we see our little swimmy guys. Fascinating. So yeah. It's interesting too that the rotifer didn't like explode, but it's not a single-celled organism, so I guess it wouldn't. Anything here? Not really. And yeah, this is going to make some really quality content here. What is this? Not sure what I'm looking at, if it's anything at all. Let's switch to 100x. Might be just scratched glass. Alright, continuing. We're almost through with this slide. Oh, that's tinged red a little. Tell us your secrets. Reveal to us what you're about, bro. Okay, I'm seeing little orbs. Not sure what those are. Let's try and zoom in more on them. 400x deploy. Alright, removing filter and decreasing this. How is this not centered on those orbs? You know what? It ain't shit. Whatever we're looking at, it ain't shit. I filter back in place. Light all the way up. Alright. So, I don't know what's up with that. I think my hypothesis that there was a calamitous event involving a ton of bacteria might be what happened here. You can still see the tiny, tiny legions swimming, but nothing of substantial size. And that dead rotifer was like really ominous, even in the water outside that I touched with my hand and then sanitized because it was gross. Good thing too. Go to 400x. Remove the filter, and let's see what we get when we get that contrast down. Yeah, I don't know. We're a little bit out of focus too. Oh. Someone. Yeah, we've seen several of these guys. I cannot rightly say what they are. Alright, we're in the slide again. I'm just trying to see if I can... Oh, okay. I'm just looking to see... They're moving. Okay, so... Wow. That's... Okay, I know, like, most people be like, Kent, this is boring. But you're wrong! And, like, it's just... I think I know what happened. This slide is covered in bacteria. And it's clear that they're bacteria because they are slowly moving and doing shit. Like, the reason I just kind of stood here for a second is because, like, a lot of these bacteria, I don't think they are motile. And so they if they are, they move very slowly. Dugga. That's what they're doing. They're moving. They are moving. So that means, I think, there was a explosion in their population and they killed off all the shit. And that means, I think, after I touch this slide again, I'm going to sanitize my hands a third time. Alright, cool. So, let's switch to slides that I know are going to have way more interesting shit on them. I'm happy that I learned that through live streaming, and let's just go to Just Cam again, and allow me to show you my setup. Why not? Let's do this, if it will let me. Okay, so we've got our microscope right here. It's cool. Here's the oblique illumination filter that allows me to, I just swing it under there, and I have different filters too on the other side of this desk. Here are the two slides we just looked at. This was the one with the red water. This was the one where we saw the bacteria. This is my tasty beverage. That is a mess on my floor. I'm presently doing a whole bunch of cleaning and stuff, so everything is awry. Got some slides over here, and these are my, what are they called? Something chambers. Humidity chambers with slides in them that I'm preserving. Anyway, oh, and naturally, so we have the camera pointing into the microscope directly. Pretty cool, right? I think so. Anyway, anyone actually here? Nope, cool. Everyone's missing out. Y'all suck. Y'all suck. Anyway, so we're going to look at a slide that has stuff going on. So the humidity chambers work very simply. You put a, yes, this is my favorite slide, a moist paper towel in with a slide that you want to keep moist, because if you lose your moisture, your microorganisms die. And in so doing, you close it, and the humidity inside the chamber is always at 100%. Ergo, your water does not dry up. I mean, it still does, but it takes forever to do so. Like, I can leave this for days without looking at it. All right, so we're about to look at my favorite slide, and it's going to be fun. I'm going to just put on the dark field filter, and I know I'm still on camera mode, but I want it to be exciting when you guys first see it, so I'm just preparing for that, because this slide's got it going on. Give me a second. Oh, don't tell me everything on here's died. Don't turn me into a fool. I mean, looking at it through my cameras, I'm just being stupid. Let's just do this. Science. All right, so welcome to this slide. It is a sample of moss that I took from my yard. There's a little swimmy guy, screw him, I don't care about him. That I took from my yard on the first week I had this thing, September. So here's some of the moss. Now, the moss being like this introduces trouble in that there is a lot of depth to the slide. There's a nice Z-axis. But, there we go. There's a living rotifer. Finally. Oh, and look at... Okay, so these look at how fat this cell is. I don't know what he is, but he's so cool. I love him. Look at him. He's such a chunker. This is only 40x. Where'd you go, you fat... Oh, my God. He's so fat. You could see, like, little organelles and stuff inside him. Just... I think this is the coolest thing ever. And I'm just so happy that, like, I have a slide where... I've kept this slide alive for about a month now. So naturally, he's probably, like, the 8th generation of whatever fat frickin' cell he is. But yeah, big old chonker. Anyway, back to 40x. Because there's other cool shit on this slide. So I'm actually kind of wondering, is this my favorite slide? Maybe not. Maybe not. I think it might be my second favorite one, because I thought the big chonkers were on a different slide. Anyway. There's our guy. I'm losing my... Right is down, left is... Yes, okay. Give us some more light, because he is fading. And he's moving. He's on the move. So this guy is a rotifer. Finally. And he just be chilling. We'll see if he actually starts trying to eat at all. I've seen... So there's I'm gonna get dead center on it. This little thing right here, kind of U-shaped with almost a luminescent border. But I've seen a bunch of those, but I've never seen them move or do anything. So I don't know if they're alive or if they're eggs or what. Oh, are you gonna do it? You're gonna do it? Oh, come on, do the thing, butthole. We can look at him under Brightfield. You could see, I'm actually impressed at how well Brightfield does with this. And you can see there's crud following us along, probably on my condenser. But the wonderful thing about this slide is just there's so much to be found. Like, this is a different rotifer than the one we were just looking at. It's just like a whole little universe in here. There's a little guy crawling on the leaf. But yeah, since there are these leaves, it can be tough to find stuff, especially because naturally the life here wants to hang out on the leaves, and the leaves are photosynthesizing and thus creating oxygen, which a lot of species need. Which also contributes to my theory that as I think about it and talk with the bacteria, I'm thinking those lichens I had. I don't believe lichens create oxygen, or if they do, maybe they were dead. So if that's the case, it could be that the environment became oxygen starved. I don't know. I'm hypothesizing here. I'm a lay person when it comes to this. Well, I don't know. I don't think I'm quite as dumb as a lay person, but I mean, I'm a little more knowledgeable, but I'm no scientist. That's for sure. You can see this goes outside of the slide. But yeah, I can do this for freaking hours. I don't think this is the slide to which I was referring. I think I put them in the wrong order. Still though, you see there's like a lot of cool stuff on here. A lot of cool stuff. I've been waiting to accidentally, because I'm not going to do it on purpose, but accidentally injure myself so that I may see my own lifeblood. Why are you moving? Oh, that's why. There's a dude hiding under there. There's a dude. Let's find the dude. Look at that. There he is. Yeah. And what's nice is, like, since everything is translucent, you can really get something in view. I'm pretty sure that's another rotifer we're looking at. Just kind of squiggling around there. Yeah, that looks like a rotifer to me. Especially with the way he kind of claps back like that. I'm still kind of bummed out that I haven't found a tardigrade. I really don't think that's a tardigrade. Pretty sure that's a rotifer, but it's like tough to tell, because I can't see any features. Actually, what we need to do is go to Brightfield again and just turn up this. Yeah, it's not a tardigrade because we would see little legs moving, and I mean, it's on the other side of that leaf, so it's hard to, but I'm pretty sure it's just inchworming along. I want to take a look at this guy. Is that a guy? I don't know what that is. Yeah, he needs to come out from behind there, to be honest. We're not going to be able to tell. I don't think it's a rotifer. I've had this thing for over a damn month. We're going to go 400x here. And I am rotif-free. No rotifers to be seen. Sometimes this lens gets so close that it pushes on the slide when it focuses. But yeah, we can see this. Yeah, definitely not a rotifer. Those aren't legs moving around. It's just doing a worm type thing. Yep, those are there's its foot. Its foot is cemented to that leaf. And so it's going, essentially from my perspective, going down onto the side in its search for food. Oh, and it grabbed something. What? What the fuck? What's happening here? Are you guys fighting? What? Whoa! Hold up. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's a rotifer. That was just him moving and pushing shit around. Okay. I've wanted to do stuff like this for the longest time. Like, the idea of live streaming it didn't come to me till, like, kind of recently. But, it's still, like, the coolest to me. I've been nerding out so much. And the day I find a tardigrade, I'm going to nerd out even more. Because I'm going to want to keep it alive. Give it a name. And have it make babies. Or something, I don't know. Let's switch slides again. I don't know that this was the one I thought it was. It's still a very good slide. But I think... Yeah. Nah. It's not the slide. This slide was cool because it had those fat parameciums on it. Which I adore because you could just see these large globes of matter inside them. I kind of wish they didn't move so quickly, but at the same time, I don't know, they're cool. Alright, this is the slide I was talking about. This one's my favorite one. I'll just do this. Just cam. Get it into... This one I have kept alive for, well, roughly a month. So, there's that. And when you pull these slides out of the humidity chamber, they're kind of wet, so you have to let the water on top of them dry off. It might affect how things look to begin with. Hey, Gabriel, how's it going? Bam. But here we are. I decided to do this on a whim, so that's why I'm doing it now. There will be more of this during the Extra Life stream. So this is my favorite slide. We've got shit swimming around everywhere. It is replete with life. Let's find some good... Oh, rotifers everywhere. You just see them wiggling their stupid rotifer butts. I'm going to go to that one. I want to go to that one. Yeah, look at them. I don't know what that pink thing is, but screw it. It's not a rotifer. All of this in the search of tardigrades, which I have not yet found. So we are at 100x now. And there he is, unaware of our existence, as we look at that tiny cell. Organizing school run, hence you not being here when the... Oh, no problem. I didn't know what you were up to, and I didn't really expect anyone to join. But he's just inchworming along. He has the ability to cement his feet wherever he likes. And I kind of wish he would do the thing he does when he's looking for food. Let's go to Brightfield so y'all can see his different perspective. Boop. And so these aberrations you see are the water on the slide that needs to dry up. There's another one. This slide is just crazy with life. And I'm going to post this whole video on VR Sport on YouTube. I've been at it for a little while now. How long have I been at it? Almost 40 minutes. But yeah, he's just searching for food. You can see his organelles. When he starts actually filter feeding, you will see his little jaws open and close. I want even more contrast. That's... Yeah, that damn water is getting on my nerves. I looked at a slide earlier, so I had this sample I was telling the story. I've had it for about 2 weeks, and over the weekend, the water just started turning red, and yesterday, the day before, it was just crimson. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? I looked at it before, and there were just thousands, countless thousands of extremely tiny organisms swimming around. But then today, I looked at it again because it started to turn brown and clear up. So I got a sample of like the red water from the top of it because there was a little bit of that left, and a sample of just water at the bottom, which was clear. And it appears that what happened was a bunch of bacteria just bred like mad and killed everything off. But yeah, you can see inside this guy. You can see his organs. He's doing a stupid thing, though. I don't like him anymore. There's so much on this slide that we don't need to focus on him. What is this pink thing? Looks like a piece of string, actually. It's atop the slide. Can I see it? Not really. But yeah, I've been nerding out. Oh my, yep. I've been nerding out so much over this microscope. I've had it now for about a month. Actually, about closer to a month and a half. Why aren't any of these idiots feeding? I'm wasting my time. Let's, yeah. Oh, I think some of these guys are. But you can see they are everywhere. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it. Oh, this is so cool to look at. Look at that. It's the coolest. And of course he has to be standing directly up. But you can see the organs right beneath his little cilia that are spinning. When he does that, it kind of does this pumping thing, but it's actually pushing the food into him. You can see it doing it now. Oh my god, this is so cool. This is the coolest thing I've ever streamed. And you can see just little paramecium everywhere. Paramecia, rather. Like a chainsaw. Yeah, it's so cool. I think Samara made that comparison too, actually. When she first saw it, she's like, oh my god, he's doing a thing! Like, yep, that's what the Rotifer do. Look at him. Oh, get it. So when I shake the microscope, it kind of freaks them out. But yeah. They use that to draw water currents into them, and you could see that organ just below that. It'll move. Kind of like open and close. If I could keep him in focus, I actually should switch to Brightfield because it gives a larger plane of focus. There we go. Yeah, there we go. He's just doing his thing. I just think this is so cool. All right, let's do 400x. We'll really see what this guy's about. 400x, though, is like... There we go. Oh. 400 times larger than you could see him. Yeah, there we go. You can really see it pumping now. It's moving more slowly. I've seen it pump faster on others. Yeah, this slide's so cool. All it needs to be complete is freaking tardigrades, but can't have it all. So this organism is actually a form of plankton. Freshwater plankton. And yeah, this is all from a piece of moss that I got from my driveway. So rotary motion, bringing in a vacuum. Yeah, it's creating a water current that just kind of filters little dead particles into it. These guys are part of the decomposition process and have existed for probably billions of years. I don't know about billions, but many millions at least. And can be found all over the world. They are a true cosmopolitan organism. There's his foot, which he can glue to the ground and remove at his will. All right, let's get back up. Let's see what else we got here. So yeah, there he is, still doing his thing. And we're still in Brightfield. I'll let him be. I don't know what this guy is right here. We're at 100x now. I've seen a bunch of these. I don't know if it's an egg or what, but like, I'll switch to Darkfield. They have a very distinct shape, but I don't know what the hell they are. They don't move. They don't appear to be alive, but they appear every... Oh, wow. You see some detail on that thing. Interesting. I guess it's an egg. It's... Yeah, you can see little bumps on it. Couldn't see that at lower magnifications. I think this shit's so friggin' cool. I think it's the coolest thing ever. I love just watching this microscopic stuff swim on this slide. And I'm practically a god to it all. Yeah, sure, like a testicle, man. Everything's a testicle to Gabriel. Okay, what else we got here? That's a giant orb of something. Just, like, look at this. Just stuff swimming around everywhere. It's like a whole society that has no conception of me. But I see it. And I judge it. Yup. And this microscope was such a good deal, too. Like, for the quality you get, it was not even, like... Alright, shipped, it was like $350, I think. But the dark field filters, I also have color filters that I haven't really been using too much. Oh, this guy doesn't seem to be doing too well. He's moving kind of slow. What's going on with you, Gramps? You seem a little languid there. You can see his little... Oh, it's a flagellate. You can see his little flagella right in front of him. And that's why he's moving so slow, because he's a piece of shit. Not flagella. Yeah, flagellate. That's what he is. I've seen a lot of these slow-moving flagellates, actually. They're all very... Whoa! They're all very small. What's that? What's that gotta be? Yeah, you go under it. But yeah, there's so much going on. I love it. So I actually... This is only 400x. I can do 1000x with this microscope, but I'm not going to because it requires oil immersion, and that's going to make this slide super messy, and I won't be able to use lower magnifications anymore for fear of possibly touching the oil with those lenses, which would damage them. I'm actually thinking of replacing the objective that gives me 1000x with a 600x one that doesn't require oil, because what you see in 1000x is brilliant, but like it's just so not worth it considering having to use the oil and make a mess. Alright, another Rotifer just doing his thing. And these guys have lived on here for weeks and weeks and weeks. And yeah, so here's a piece of the moss. You can see the cells on it. We're at 100x right now. Try to get a... I noticed that these rotifers are everywhere on this slide. That's why I love it so much. There's another one. They're just everywhere. Imagine 1000x would be a pain to keep centered as well. Yeah, you need to have a slow-moving target or something of that nature. But you can see behind this leaf there are still tons of rotifers moving around. Which is why I'm so confused that I have not found any tardigrades. Like, why are there so many rotifers but no tardigrades at all? It's so weird to me. I feel ripped off. Boop. I was saying earlier before you got on that I'm waiting to accidentally injure myself, because I'm not going to intentionally do it, but when I'm at home, if I accidentally injure myself at some point, I will be collecting blood to look at on here. And 1000x will definitely be used when I do that. Yeah, look at all these guys swimming around. You can see the water's edge. Beyond it, there isn't going to be anything alive. In fact, if I focus on whatever I see, it's just garbage. All of this shit requires water to live. That's why I keep it in my little humidity chamber, which is just a plastic Tupperware with a moist paper towel. Humidity chamber. And so this stuff, I think this is mold or some other kind of fungus. I've noticed it's like slowly spread, but it doesn't appear to be affecting anything. The rotifers seem to not give a shite. They're just still there doing their thing. So you told me the date like 3 times, and I'm sorry I never like committed it to memory, but are you done with your job yet? Is the missus done with hers? There you go. You can see. I think it's just so beautiful. These rotifers have about 1,000 cells to their whole body. And it's funny because we've seen single-celled organisms that are almost as large as they are. And again, these aberrations you see, these weird lights, are bubbles from the water that still hasn't dried up from the top of the slide from it being in the humidity chamber. Very cool. Very cool. But yeah, very distracting. There's another one, and there's a wacky little Paramecium, I think. And this is where the thing got chipped. You are on your week break at the moment. Thursday. Ah. Well, at least you're getting there. I am going to have my brother in for Extra Life, which is going to be on November 4th. I'm going to make an actual announcement on the channel later this week. It'll be the first video I've published in almost a year. Alright, let's look at this piece of moss. I don't know what time on the 4th, but we're going to go for 24 hours, and the idea is that we'll be able to, like, work, like, stream some together, but also do shifts, so that neither of us has to stay up for the whole damn thing. Yeah, this stuff is so weird. I'm pretty sure it's some kind of fungus, but the rotifers are still hanging out in it. They love it. So, whoa! It's so weird because some of them inchworm and others just swim along. Wondering if I got like several species of them in here. But yeah, this is my favorite slide. It's just rife with rotifers everywhere, all the time. Rotifer, rotifer, rotifer. And it's just cool that I've been able to keep it alive for so long. Just all these little guys swimming around. Let's go to 100x. It's no wonder why early sci-fi writers used microscopic life as a basis for space and alien life. Oh yeah. That makes sense. What, is this not centered? What the hell? I think I know what the problem is. The moss pushes up on the... Oh, it might also just be the fact that I have this on +1 exposure. Let's do this. See if that... No, it's... If anything, it made it... Oh, that actually helped the contrast. Yep, there's another flagella. You could tell because he's moving like a slow ass. But yeah, to me, this is the coolest. You can see the individual cells right there, and I see shit moving. Oh, whoa. Whoa! I have not seen a rotifer move that fast. But I have liquid samples as well that I'm just keeping in my windowsill so that like any plants can photosynthesize and keep it alive. And it seems pretty easy to keep these things going. Wait, what are you? Lots of stuff to look at. BRB2 ticks. Whoop. I'm surprised that this damn water is not drying up more quickly. Just stuff swimming everywhere. Cool. So yeah, I think it's pretty plain to see why I like this slide so much. I have a couple more that I've preserved. We can check them out. Naturally, I want to keep keeping this one alive since it's so prosperous. But, yeah, you can just see it right here. That slide we were looking at, right there. That is it. Everything that you just saw was on this piece of, was on this metal slide. Metal, can't really, metal. Glass. I don't know what surface and components are. Alright, so this is one we just looked at. Let's check out this one. I don't know what's on this one. Oh, I think there's nothing on this one. I don't know why I preserved this one. We're going to see. This will probably be the last slide we look at tonight. I got a lot to do, and I'm kind of slacking off instead of doing the stuff. I mean, I did do a lot, but... Let's see. All right. So, here we go. We've got dirt. I need to sanitize my hands. Now, I know there's water on this slide. It doesn't really look like it, though. Which side is the wet side and which side is the dry side? Okay, yes, there's definitely water. I just moved this shit out of it. And you guys just saw it happen. Cool. Something green? No. Yeah, I guess there was stuff living on this slide, but there ain't no mo. Welcome back. I switched to one last slide for tonight. This is dry, that's wet. So, I preserved this slide, but I don't think anything on it survived. Because I'm not perceiving any sort of movement. There's a lot of sediment and stuff in here. Piece of string. But, like, nothing is moving. I don't think I need to preserve this one anymore. Sadly, it's dead, Jim. What sucks, too, is when a lot of, like, these microscopic organisms die, they just kind of explode and turn to nothing. So, like, it's tough to ever even know they were there. What's that thing? It's nothing. But earlier I found a dead rotifer, which was really surprising on a different slide. The one that I think the bacteria overcame. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this slide's just garbage. Garbage. Wait, did I see something move? Nope. 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 See, that looks like it's supposed to be green. It might be a bit of a lichen or something, but no, it's not. It's just some kind of aberration of the light. Too bad. So sad. Damn. Alright, well, I'll show y'all one more slide. It's so covered in dust. Dust sucks. Ugh. Okay, this slide is not... There's nothing live on it. But there is something on it that might be of interest. Apart from all of the dust. I really need to find a way to store these. Cool. Gotta actually visually look at where it's so faint. Is that it? I think that's it. It's so small. Yeah, I think that's it. What we are looking at is me. So, I don't think there were many blood cells in this. I think it was like other crap, but I did actually nick myself on my door. And this is what came out of me. I was hoping to get some blood cells, but I didn't really bleed. So instead there's just this stuff. I think some of it is blood cells, but like, I don't know. There was so little of it. I was actually very surprised that, because normally you could see like where, it's interesting, it still looks like it was liquid. It was my body trying to close the damn wound. But yeah, that was a piece of Kent under 40x, at 100x actually. Let's look at me at 400x. This is what kept me alive. You can see the essence of me right there. I don't know why we're seeing like green fringing. I don't know what that's about. Could be your veins full of coral. Yeah. So when you look at blood under a microscope, it actually loses its color. Well, it will not look red. However, Dugga! They have a way to make it red. So among my filters, of which there are plenty that I paid for, and it was a wise investment, should be one that is just all red. So we got ones like this that will obliquely illuminate it red. You can see if I put it in front of my face. But I know I have one that's fully red. They had to have given me one such. Just gotta find it. There ought to be a better way for me to organize these as well. Well, this one's a little purple. Not quite what I'm looking for. Wait, is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Is that... Nope. How about we... I know this is like the super proest thing I've ever done. Here we go. Raid. So let's change my coral to something useful. Coral! The working dead. Okay. Bam! There we go. It's blood. Now it is. And so these filters like actually can have a cool purpose. They can tease out details that you might not otherwise see. I'm switched back to 100x. But for this, it's not really helping too much. Oh, there we go. Give ourselves some contrast, and now it looks a little more like it could be blood through the trickery of colored filters. One of these days, though, I am going to get like an actual sample of blood, and if I'm quick enough about it, there we go, there we go. That does look like blood cells now. If I'm quick enough about it, I can get it onto a slide and just stream it, or... I kind of think these might be blood cells, though, with like the way they're clumping. Yeah, but this is at a 400x right here that we're looking at. It's tough to say. Like, because they're so deformed and dead, it's tough to say. Like, because they have a distinct shape, and you would be able to see like a darker patch in the center if they were like alive and well, which these are clearly not. But yeah. Pretty cool. I can also like slide out the filter tray somewhat to kind of mitigate the effect a little. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I just wanted to do this for a little while, show off some of my cool microscopy slides, and see what's going on with that water, which I think I figured out. I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and I definitely intend to do some more microscopy stuff in the future, especially like for the extra life stream as well. Just imagining you running around on stream holding a severed limb. Alright, guys. I don't know if I need a whole limb for that, Gabriel. I need just like a drop of blood. And I could get like one of those like diabetes blood testers, but I don't want to poke myself. I'd rather just be on accident, you know? Because I'm a klutz, and these accidents, whoops, are going to happen. So like, why not just like let nature take its course? And who knows? Maybe when my brother's here, like, he'll fall on his ass and hurt himself or something, and I'll use his blood. Give me your blood, Van. Anyway, I'm going to call it a stream now. There will be more of this in the future, though. I still will need to find a tardigrade, and it's great because I can just collect samples from anywhere. In fact, give me a second. I'll show you my vials. My vials! All right, there are even more than what I've got here, but this one is the one where you could even see it. Like the top, like the water is oddly colored, and at the top, it's reddish, and at the bottom, it's more clear. This was all crimson the other day, and I'm pretty sure that bacteria just kind of destroyed the whole sample. So I need to sanitize my hand again, because now that I touched that, now that I saw under the microscope just tons of bacteria. In fact, I'm going to just sanitize my hand right now. I have hand sanitizer up here because I don't want to, like, give myself the shits from looking at microscopic organisms. This one is my favorite / first sample. It's just a bit of moss from my driveway. All of the rotifers you saw earlier came from this sample. They've been living on that slide for over a month, but there are probably thousands more in here right now, which is kind of cool. This sample I took a few weeks ago from North Carolina. It's got a bunch of diatoms in it. I haven't made a new slide from it in a while, but honestly, there's nothing that I see that could be photosynthesizing, so everything in here might have died. We'll see. I'll see. But yeah, just get a small piece of organic matter and some water, and you're golden. I'm going to keep this one for a while and see what it do. I'm guessing the water will turn clear, and eventually the bacteria will die, but that object in there is a lichen that I took off of a tree. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm calling it a stream. Thanks, Gabriel, for joining me, and thanks to anyone who's watching on the tubes. Yeah, we'll do it again sometime. Bye.